That's fine with me. I'm popping 12 costs right now. I'm popping 12 costs with Yamato. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Today we're gonna be playing the most toxic One Piece deck ever made, Enel. And no, I'm not kidding. We literally make people have like 10 life and then still beat them down. It just feels miserable to play against. This is going to be something we're going to start doing where we take your most toxic deck list and we're going to test them on the sim just to ruin people's day. Sometimes you just got to let it out. And that's what we're going to do with decks like today. With that being said, if you ever want to recommend a deck list, you can do it in the Test My Deck part of our Discord, linked in the description down below. Now let's check out this toxic Enel deck list from you, Caleb. Thank you so much for the deck list. And let's go straight into that. This is the list that I've seen floating around for Enel, because if you don't know, Enel is never dying. The idea of this is that when you go to 0 life, you discard a card and you gain a life. So basically you go back to 1 life. You must hit this leader 3 times in 1 turn to finish the game. Well, in a deck list like this, that plays a bunch of triggers that just stop your opponent from winning the game, and we basically just never die. We always just keep healing and controlling our opponent's board. We heal our opponent and then KO their characters with cards like this. 2 Dawn, KO up to one of your opponent's characters equal to their life. Well, if our opponent has 8, 9, 10 life, we're KOing huge cards with this, while also applying pressure by putting other characters on the board. On a 10 Dawn turn, we can do Katakuri, and we can pay 30 million Volt Thunderbird. It's absolutely insane. Well, how do we give our opponent life? Well, it's actually pretty simple. We use this card like Kuzan. We're just adding 3 cost or lower cards to our opponent's life and forcing them to discard cards. We have the Katakuri, which basically just forces cards on their board into their life. We have this 6 cost Mermaid Combat Ultramarine, add up to one of your opponent's 6 costs or less to the top or bottom of their life. The idea here is just to continue over and over again, giving our opponent life to where they have these big cards and we KO them with, like I said, 30 million Volt Thunderbird. You can do it with Yamato, KO up to one of your opponent's characters that's equal to yours and your opponent's life added together. Then, if you have one of those life, add 1 card from the top of your deck to your hand, or to the top of your deck to the top of your life, so you gain a life. We have Gadatsu here to KO opponent's character equal to their life. I mean, it's absolutely absurd the things we could do with this deck. We can take our own life aggressively to be a lower life count than our opponent, and I mean, it's just crazy. You have cards like Arc Maxim, which just ruins any person who's playing a 2 cost or lower deck, which is literally just Silvers Rayleigh, the red Silvers Rayleigh. We're basically just using this card to destroy them, absolutely. The idea is simple. Just be as toxic as possible, and that's what we're gonna do today. We have amazing triggers that help us do that with like Beige, which just stops the opponent from attacking. The 0 cost, which basically just gives us an extra life back if we were to hit 0 life. You have this card, the Thunderbird. It actually has a trigger to activate the main effect. So if they hit us, and this is the trigger, we're KOing a body on their board for free. That can be up to 9, 10, 7, 6, whatever their life is at. We're KOing that big of a card. It's absolutely absurd. I'm just gonna have a lot of fun today. The goal is just to see how many people we can make rage quit, and that's what we're gonna do. Obviously, we're never dying because we have these 10 costs that heal us, like 10 cost Ace, and this card has Rush, 10 cost Enel, and this card has Rush. And I mean, yeah, the idea is just to ruin some days, and that's what we're gonna do here. So if you want to use this deck list, it will be in the channel description or the link of the video description below, so you can copy this, ruin some people's day. Let's play Enel. Yes, you can play Enel in other ways. You can play more of a rush aggro version that really takes your opponent down. That's really hard to kill, but today, that's not what we're doing. We're gonna start taking the most toxic decks possible onto the sim, see what we can cook up, and we're also probably gonna do this at locals, where we're gonna bring toxic decks to locals to ruin locals, because we did a short on it where we brought Teach to locals and made a lot of people miserable. Well, let's make a full video. Let's really ruin some people's days, some people that we call near and dear friends. Well, not for long. Okay, let's play some Enel. Alright, we're gonna take on Marco to start the games. Let's turn on some lights so we actually look somewhat decent out here, so you can at least see what we have going on. A hand like this, I'm gonna mulligan. I'm really looking for that 4 cost. We don't find it here, but we can still do our strategy and ruin someone's day. They're gonna show a scored, reveal the top card of your deck if it's white, your power to attach 1 rested Dawn to your leader. Interesting enough. I guess that works as an activate main. It works, you know. They get to draw a card, put a card at the top or bottom of their deck, so they get to filter through. We know they have a 9 cost Beard potentially in their hand because they did bottom deck a card. Well, we're on 2 Dawn. Pass. The goal is to not attack. I mean, obviously you can't attack on your first turn anyways, but literally we just don't attack. We give them as much life as possible. This is not the greatest hand to do so, but we can do it. Your turn on, play reveal 2 Whitebeard Pirate Sight. Go to one of your leaders with a Whitebeard Pirate Sight plus 2,000. So we know they have a 2k ace and the Marco to KO small characters. That's cool. This KO's what, 3,000 powers or 5,000 leader effect. Sure, do this. I don't really mind. They're going to use Squard to get the Rested Dawn, revealing take back what you said. They're going to draw a card through their leader effect, and then put a card on the bottom of the deck. I mean, I guess that works. I guess they were looking for something for 1 Dawn to play, and then they have a 2 cost, maybe? I don't really know. Nope, they're just going to swing 10. Okay, I'm going to take that every single time. Not really stressed about it. We could play out the X-Drake and then just remove the Squard so they stop getting value out of that 1 Dawn, just to make sure they don't get it. I don't really care. I'm down to do it, just to do it. Go ahead and get it off the board. I mean, like, if they want to counter this, give me 2 cards, sure, that's even better, because we know they have the 2k, 1k. That's what they want to do, like, do it. But I'm just trying to get rid of all their value. They already have a small hand size, and we just pass. The goal is not to attack our opponent. They kind of need to deal with this X-Drake, because if not, this card's going to continue to gain value. They can just play that 5-cost Marco and KO it, so they're just going to swing 5 at us. It's exactly what they're going to do, it looks like, and I'm honestly okay with it. Like, we know they have an event, so this card has the ability on KO, trash 1 event from your hand. You may play this card from your trash rested. That's fine. We may actually... We could pop it, we could not. I mean, I don't think it's really worth popping at this point. I think we save this for later. Yeah, I think we're just going to Gadatsu down the Whitey Bay and pass. I don't think we're really worried about doing much else. We're not having a ton of what we're trying to do here, and I think I'd rather hold the Zeus as a 2k counter for later, especially knowing that it just comes back basically for free. They're going to swing 5 into us. We're going to have to counter out of one of these attacks here, right? If not, we get to filter through. So I guess we'll take this one, and we'll counter out of the next attack here with a 2k of the X-Drake, right? Because if not, if they want to give us these attacks, that's fine. I'll give them a 2k counter here, and then they shouldn't swing this ace. If they swing this ace, we get free filter. So we'll take, and then we're going into 8 Dawn, so we know we're just going to keep the category. We're going to drop the Arc Maxim, don't really need it. We got free filter, basically. So now we're just going to... swing 6 into Marco just to get a card out of our opponent's hand, or possibly the event if they just want to trash the event, which is totally okay. I'm fine with that. It at least gets a card out of their hand at the end of the day. So they do exactly as we expect. We're going to play this down, give them a life, and then pass the turn to our opponent. So now they have a 5 life total. So when we play something that would remove their characters, like if we play this Yamato, it will KO the Marco, and we'll be perfectly fine with that. They're going to play the 8 cost new Whitebeard event. They do take the bottom of their life to add the character back, the rush character, so we at least know they're down to 4 life. They take a life to gain life power, which, I mean, I guess makes sense here. They're going to swing potentially big into our Gadatsu, I would assume, and we're okay with that. Again, we don't really need them that bad. They're going to swing 6 and 4. Sure, you got it. They swing 10 into us. Again, it's just incorrect. It's just free filter for us. Sure, I'll take. And then I'll drop probably a Bird Zap. I don't really have a way to remove the Edward Newgate, so I don't think we're going to need Bird Zap at this point. It's just non-counter in hand. Perfectly fine with me. We're on 10 Dawn here, so we can try to remove this Marco if we really want to. I guess we just Yamato the Marco and see what happens. We'll gain a life, we'll pop Marco and gain a life because we're at 4 here and 1 with us. So we get to pop Marco, they can choose to use the ability, tells me they have no events, and then we just pass, because what are they going to do at this point? I mean, we're just going to continue to roll them. We're going to play the 8-drop category if they play the Rush Ace. The only attack we'll have to get out of is the leader attack there. I mean, technically, actually, we don't have to counter out of a thing. We can just take, and be perfectly fine. It's wild. The things you can do with this deck is absolutely absurd. I love it. I love it so much. They're going to play the 1-cost event here. Look at the top 5. They grab an Ezo, a 5-cost Ezo. Ezo is really annoying to deal with. So guess what? We're not going to be dealing with it for long. Let me tell you. That thing, out of here. Yeet it out as soon as possible while we continue to get this really big board. Like, I don't have to attack with thing. So I'm happy. I'm feeling good. 10. Sure, I'll take that. No pressure. No worries. I don't mind taking it all. We'll probably drop one of the 10-cost aces. We will counter out of this Marco attack, I think, because I want a Katakuri. So if they're just going to swing 7, they swing 7, I guess we do have to counter it. They minus 2,000 to the Katakuri, make it into a 6k, and then what else do you have to do for me? I don't think they really have removal for a 6k character at this point. They would need 1 more K, potentially. They're going to play Squard, reveal the top card, and then they get Arrested Dawn to their leader, so they can go 7 into us, and they're going to play that 7-cost ace. And if they play that 7-cost ace, we would go down in our total life. So what we're going to do is 0-cost event out of the attack. I don't really want to give up my 2Ks at this point, just because they have so much versatility, and I don't need that many aces. I have all of the top end that I really need. They do play the ace, and I think they are going to attack me again. Sure, that's fine. I'm just going to trash the Kuzan. I don't think I'm really worried if they keep using Squard. Like, it's not that big of a deal. So we'll do it again. And guess what? We're back to where we started. Nothing really changed. We're at 4 life and 1 life, so we can only KO 5 costs of the Yamato. So we're just going to play the 8 cost Katakuri, but what we're going to start with is swinging 7 into Marco. If that removes it, then we'll kind of change into something else, but I really don't think they should let that go at this point. If they do, we'll just swing really big into Newgate as well and remove that, because the goal is just to control the board. If they know that we're going to play an 8-drop Katakuri, that's fine. If not, we're getting rid of this guy. This guy is yeeted up out of here, and I'm feeling good about it. Nope, they let it go. All right, that tells me, guess what? I'm going to swing really big, since I'm already committing to swinging heavily into the Newgate. With a 13k, we know that's gone, so now we're going to play X-Drake. We're actually going to use the X-Drake just to get rid of Squard as well, because I mean, if they're going to attack into the Yamato, they're going to attack into the Katakuri. Either way, they have removal for one of them. We're fine with that. We'll leave one Dawn active as if we were bluffing an event, knowing that we only have 4k counter. So yes, if they play Double Rush, we may in a bad spot, but it doesn't look like we're in a bad spot. And they might go 10 cost, 9 cost, double attack Edward Newgate. That is pretty annoying. Double attack is annoying, but when you're at 1 life like we are, it's not the biggest problem, I'm not gonna lie. Like, even if they do get rid of our life, we're kind of okay. So what we're gonna do here is gain a life. We'll have rush. I guess we just start going for life, because at this point, like, we finish them next turn or we don't. So we'll just go 5 in a face and see what they decide to do. They probably just take, yep, I thought so. Well, joke's on you. I'm gonna go 8 in a face. Go ahead and get that off of them as well. And we just need to not die the next turn, so they need to get out of 1 attack, because the double attack will get rid of both of our life. Then they'll have a leader attack and a rush attack. So as long as we can get out of one of those attacks, we're perfectly fine. And we will actually really easily get out of one of those attacks. I'm going for the 10 cost because we're okay to just gain a life and have rush. We could go with the 11k, but then we have to discard a card. With Ace, we don't have to discard a card, so it's just better in this situation. They give us the 1 cost event and the 2k we knew they had. They're down to 1 life. They finally have 6 cards in hand, and we're absolutely destroying this player. Now, was this our most toxic match? No, absolutely not. But it was still fun. It was still fun. Well, what are they doing here? It looks like they're going to use leader effect, draw a card, place a card at the bottom of the deck, and I think we're just cooking at this point. Not much else to do here other than just win the game. Like, what else can you really do to me? And I don't think there's anything. I really don't think there's anything. If they want to go for board, we may just give it up. Sure, you can have that 1 character off of my board, because what are we really losing here? Nothing at all, because we can continue to develop board and continue to gain life. They're gonna go with Izo. Izo's kind of annoying, but guess what? I can just get rid of it pretty easily here. And they're gonna go probably, how many Dawn is this? 4. They can go big into Yamato and we'll just counter out. I don't mind saving it at that point. Oh, looks like they're gonna play for a Searcher instead. So they play the 1 cost event, they grab an Izo, they play the Izo for a Vista, they get a 1 cost chump blocker. It's totally fine with me. 7 in a face, I'm just gonna take, because I'm greedy and I like to gain a life. Well, I can just play the long game. The game's not over for me, it's not over for them. I think we just go, math is mathing. We could just Zeus, KO this, and then go for game. I think that just guarantees lethal, right? We could Zeus, get rid of Izo, but that's not the best option. I think we're just going to go for, I think we're going to go for the life gain and then just KO the Vista and pass. I think we'll be fine with that. Because even if they play a rusher, we have enough counter to get out of an attack, and we'll have 2 life. They'd have to go double attack. Are we really worried about double attack? Am I really worried about this blocker? Am I really doing that much just to remove a blocker off the board? I don't think so. I think I just remove an attacker and I get rid of the blocker easily later on. And then I can just go a simple little 5 in a face, see what they decide to do. Obviously, they need to counter from hand. At this point, so much pressure is on them that they kind of need to counter to get out of this attack. So we're perfectly fine. They pop the Izo to draw a card and then place a card at the bottom of the deck. Filtering through the hand is good to get some counter. Sure, I don't really mind that. Now it looks like they're going to go, we could just go 10-10 and remove this off the board. I think that's what we're going to do. We're just going to go 10 to the Newgate. Maybe we get a card out of them, maybe we don't. If they have to pop the blocker, we're just going to go 11 and get it off the board. Looks like we do get the blocker, and I don't have anything to do with this extra Dawn, so I might as well swing 11 and see what happens. Like, if you want to give me a 2K, give me the event, sure, whatever it is, I don't really mind. They get to give it plus 4k, but that is such low value for such a small attack. We're totally okay with it, because now they need a rusher in hand, and we guaranteed don't lose. So we still have a body on the board to go in at our opponent. We have rush. We have so many freaking options right now. They're going to filter through with their leader effect. They do have the 8 cost event that we saw them drawing into, so they could cheat out a big Edward Newgate again, and we can't really handle it, but we can at the same time. It really depends on what our opponent decides to do, if they want to go more in for board, or if they want to go more for lethal. If they want to go for board, let it happen. Let it ride. I'm not really scared at this point, because then that just means I'm not getting hit with anything else. So 7 Dawn, 8 Dawn, take a life, become a bigger leader, and they could cheat out a rush. Is there a rush Newgate? I don't think there's a rush Newgate, so I think I just take this. No trigger. We're going to discard the 6 cost event to at least have the big body. The 6 cost event's not doing much for us, and it's like, what can you do after that? Because if you just swing a small 6, nothing really happens. If you want to play, okay, Tax Gate's not horrible. It's not horrible at all. We can actually just take this because we have our leader effect still on. Oh, we don't have our leader effect still on. Okay. Oh, it's the double attack. I didn't even think about that. Well, we're just going to heal. And I think we do so by playing out... I think we just play the 10 cost now. We rush in at the Newgate. We're going to trash a 6 cost, gain a life, and swing 12 at a Newgate. If this is another 1 Dawn event, good for them. If it's not, they kind of just lose the character. All right, they lose the character. That tells me they don't have much counter or an event, so we can just swing 5 into our opponent. And even with the taxing, I think we just have guaranteed math, correct? So I think we just go in for it. There's not really much to lose. We'll trash the Bird Zap and a 9 cost just in case. And we'll allow... Wait, what? Okay, attack, target, the leader. Cool. So 9 should be guaranteed going through. If it's not, I mean, if they somehow had the event, but no matter what, even if they had the event, it'd be an event in a 1k, and then that would get out of a 9k attack, so they could get out of the next attack, maybe, or a 2k, I guess. We'll trash all of our non-counter and attack the leader for 10, and that should just be game. We technically didn't have to go in with the Enel, but it was the safest play, because again, if you don't have to go for game, just don't. And guess what? They did not have anything. They had a 1k, they had a Newgate, and an Ezo that we knew was their last life. So we knew this was a brick. Even with the 1 cost event that gives them plus 4k, they would only have 5k counter, so the 10k was guaranteed, unless it was a 2k. If it was a 2k, it was not guaranteed, but then we knew they only had Ezo, so then the 8k after would be guaranteed. So literally, if we just went straight face, we win the game no matter what, but we did the safest option to know that they couldn't beat us on the next turn. GG's, on to the next one. Hey, I heard this guy's trying to play the meta. I don't really like that. We're going to take first away from them. I'm going to mulligan that hand. I didn't really care for it. Don't really need it. And Flampe, early, draw me some cards. They don't have ways to really control my hand. Sure, why not? Pass to our opponent. It is what it is. We get to draw an extra card. That's cool with me. I love drawing cards. Drawing card board is actually kind of my thing. Pass. Not really much to do. We have not found our 4 cost Kuzans, which kind of sucks because I'd love a way to get rid of this guy, but we don't have it. I mean, we have Bird Zap. Bird Zap's going to KO the Zoro. That's cool with me. They could swing really big at us. Sure, I'll take. They don't really have a way to rip our hand at this point, so we should be okay. We could actually Drake, rest the Zoro just to get a card out of their hand, and then play the 2 cost event to then KO it. Now, is that a lot of cards to do it? Yeah. Is it worth getting 1 card out of their hand? Probably not. So we're just going to KO the Zoro, and I think we just pass at that point. I don't think there's anything else I can really do that I'd want to do. I could have Zeused, but I think Zeus for a bigger body is going to be more important. We don't have an 8 cost category. 8 cost category would be really nice. Right here, you see what I'm saying? You ask and you shall receive. Don't really have much to do here. So guess what? Get rid of this, put it at the bottom of the deck. They didn't put a Dawn on their leader, so it was still a 6 cost. That's kind of on them. Oh, well. Happens, you know? It happens. Sucks for you. I don't really care. My goal today is not to care. It is actually just to ruin people's day. Because, yeah, now they can play Nico Robin, force us to discard 2 cards, and that's fine. I'm going to drop the Marine, because now they're not going to do that again. And we're going to drop the... I don't think we're ever going to need Shirahoshi. So, drop both of those. Don't really care. They're going to swing 7 at us. That's, again, just incorrect, because now we're going to use the trigger. I'm going to trigger the Shirahoshi, draw 3, and then trash 2. I'm going to trash 1 of the Kuzans, and probably the Ace. I don't think we're going to need the... probably both Kuzans, honestly. No, because we're going to trash another card. So we're going to trash a 2K, and then we're going to trash an ace. We're going to keep one Kuzan just in case we need it. We're going to go into a 9 Dawn turn, so where we're just going to give them a Katakuri. We're going to put... Oh, that does not go to the bottom of the life. So we're going to add this to the top of our life, and then we're going to pass. I forgot. This is literally such a huge card because of the 3 extra cost. Maybe if I could read, I would be fine. But I didn't read. I don't know how to, so it is what it is. Our opponent can aggressively attack us. Good for them if they want to give us the trigger. If they don't, they'd probably be doing things correct. So looks like they do, which is fine. They only have an 8K, a 7K, and potentially a 6. So we always take this, draw 3, and then Gadatsu low-key could be fire. This could low-key be really nice. Just to remove a bunch of cards, but they're only at 5, so we need to give them another life, which we may do. We could do that with the Katakuri and give them another life with the Luffy, and then start using chaining Gadatsus. So we'll drop Kuzan and one of the Gadatsu. I don't think we'll need double Gadatsu here. They're going to put a bunch of Dawn on our leader. Sure. 10 at us. I'll take. No trigger. And we're going to keep the rush. We'll probably drop the 0 cost event at this point. I don't think we'll need it. So now we're just going to probably just swing into the Nico Robin. Just get cards out of their hand. So we'll go... Probably just 10 into it. They'll use Gum Gum Giant, but we'll go ahead and burn it out of them, which is nice, because we don't really have any other plays. So I don't really care if they want to swing Katakuri, that's fine. Katakuri is not the in-game option, so they're going to use the Gum Gum Giant, Dawn -2, discard a card, yada yada. You know how it works at this point. If you don't, I mean, you're probably not playing One Piece. We'll get rid of the other Beer Luffy and pass to our opponent. Not going to attack them, no really purpose to it. We can save this character pretty easily. We have the counter to do so. Looks like they're going to swing 7 at us. They could be playing the Rush Luffy, which would be really annoying here, but we can just get that off the board. So we will take this attack, and we'll ditch another Katakuri. Could be nice, but now we can just pop their characters. But if they add 1 additional cost, the 6, the 7, oh yeah, we can. So, okay, cool. We'll discard the Katakuri at this point just to keep some counter in hand in case they do play the Rush Luffy. Oh, they play the 10 cost Luffy. Interesting enough. Not what I expected, just to be honest with you. We're going to go ahead and give them a 2K counter here. I don't know if that's the right choice, but hey, if that's your choice, that's your choice. You know what I mean? Like, I can't really do anything about it. They're going to go 8 or 12 into 8. Sure, you can have it. I'm not really going to save it. It'd be nice to save, but it's just not going to happen here. And now we're back to square one, where I'm just going to remove their bodies and continue the game on. They're going to swing 6 at us. We haven't taken a life, so it's a free filter. Might as well. Trash the Sabo, gain a life. Nice. Well, that is cool with me. We're just going to pop the Nami, gain a life, and pass. We are going to have to go big into this Luffy eventually, but they did have the 1 extra Dawn, so I didn't really want to swing all out, and they had the blocker, so we need to remove the blocker. They're already back to 8 Dawn, 8 active Dawn. Okay, I see you there, buddy. I see you. Well, hey, that card's pretty good. This Beer Luffy, really annoying. We'll take this first attack. No trigger needed. They're going to swing us again, which again is just incorrect. Add 1 card, 4 less at the bottom of their deck. No trigger. We're going to just drop that because it doesn't have any value now that they're not going to mess up. And then we're just going to play Yamato, pop the Luffy, gain a life, pass. So it's just that simple. We've gone through 3 Beer Luffys, 2 in life, 1 in the trash. What do you have for me? They have Sanji. Dawn -2, rest a character on our board with a cost of 6 or less, I think, 5 or less, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. They rush your Hoshi, sure. They have some rush now, but still rush does not get them where they want to go. It does not get them where they want to go at all. So we'll just take a 7, no worries. We'll take another 7, sure. We'll go down to 0, because we're going to be able to gain life in this next turn, so we're going to drop a Gadatsu at this point, and then we're going to get value to this 10 cost Enel, it looks like. So I'm just going to take this attack as well. We get the Arc Maximum, that's easy discard fodder, so we're just going to rest 10. We're going to be able to attack into this character with 12k. So we're going to discard the Arc Maximum, gain a life, and then swing 12. So it's horrible for Gum Gum Giant, because if not, I could just commit more cards to their board. No matter what, I'm going to remove this Sanji. Like, if they want to double Gum Gum Giant, that's fine with me. I'm going to remove this guy. He's not going to be here anymore. So 8, if you want to Gum Gum Giant and 8, that's cool. Okay, 9. Do you want a 2k, 1k out of this? Nope. Alright, then I will just pass. Like, what else is there to do? I made sure your board's cleared up. You're not going to be able to KO me on the next turn. I have so much counter built up in hand because they keep letting me filter. So, continuing to let me filter is kind of crazy. If they do swing big into a character, we'll probably just let it go at this point. They're going to be able to go 7... what even is the math here? 7... They can go 7, 9, 12. So 7, if we just counter out of this, we basically just don't lose. 7, and then they can hit us for 9. We just have to counter the 9, actually. So this will commit them more into our face than the board. If we counter out of the 7, then they would go for our board. We're going to trash one of the Enels to gain a life. Now they're going to hit us. This is trying to kind of commit them to getting them to commit all of their Dawn, which is going to be 4 total Dawn. If they don't commit all the Dawn, it's just 2k, 2k. Easy to get out of, but I want them to commit all the Dawn. See? Now they can only have up to 1 Gum Gum Giant. We just 2k and then 2k to get out of the attack. They can hit us for 12, but they should probably swing into a body on the board. But if they were swinging into Enel, it wouldn't really do anything. They know we're going to remove their Enel anyways, so it doesn't really matter. No matter what, we kind of get value here. So we're going to tap out for 10. We're going to gain a life, and then we're only going to commit our smallest character, and then remove the Sanji. Now, can we attack our opponent? We could. I think there's purpose to it as well, because now we're just playing Rush. We've played Removal, and now we can kind of get them to that Luffy without giving them the Beer Luffy, because there's very low likelihood that they have another one. So we're actually going to commit the largest attack next, and then we're just going to pass. We're not going to give them any Beer Luffys, because that card is actually crazy. So they've already gone through how many Gum Gum Giants? 2 Gum Gum Giants. They've already gone through 3 Beer Luffys. They could play Nico Robin, and we would just trash a couple cards from our hand. That's fine. They have another Beer Luffy. Wild. Wild stuff right there, my friend. 7? Sure, I'll take that. That's fine with me. I got that life for free, basically, so sounds nice. Basically replaced it for the ace. They're going to go 8 into 12. I think that's fine. I really do. It's less Dawn commitment for me. I'm fine with it, because I'm going to just go another 10 cost. We're going to chain these things, and then I'm going to go 9 in the face, because at this point, they already have a Beer Luffy on the board. What else is there to do? Like, the fact that we're living through a 10 cost Luffy, and 4 Beer Luffys, and 7 million Gum Gum Giants, we're in a good spot. We're going to have one of these be a 12k swing with the Enel, so we're going to be able to basically just take their life. Like, that's the goal. We can go 9 more into leader. At this point, they need to counter out 1 more time. If they choose not to, that's telling us we're in a good spot. We're going to go 10 into 7. If they have a Gum Gum Giant, they probably should. Maybe they don't have a Gum Gum Giant. We're going to swing 11. And we're just going to... I think flat 11's fine. That's still Gum Gum Giant and a card. I'm not really trying to win the game yet, but if I do, like, I'm not mad about it. And then 11, we'll discard the... We'll have 1 rush option just in case. We already have double 0 cost, so it doesn't really matter. This already counts as counter because of that. So we'll just swing 12 in the face. They need to get out of this, or they absolutely just lose. So they do get out of it with triple 2Ks. So what do you do now? Like, you can disperse your Dawn between your characters. That's fine with me. I don't really know what you do. You need a Rush Luffy, the purple Rush Luffy, and that might get you there potentially, maybe, possibly. But even that, I don't really think secures you the bag. So what do you have for me? You could go another Beer Luffy, double Beer Luffy. That doesn't do anything. So I feel like this is just wraps. I really do. I'm feeling confident in this match. Again, these are going to be long matches, so we're not going to have 100 matches today. But they're going to Beer Luffy, Dawn -2, restand 2, ramp 2. You do all the things to do 2. And then they're going to have to go for game. They're going to swing 9 at us. 2, 2, 2. That gets us to 11, 12. Sure, I'll take. Not really stressed about it. They're going to swing 10. I'll take again. We'll trash a 1k. And then they're going to swing 12 at us. Sure, I'll take. And what happens after that? What happens after that? I play Enel. I attack with Enel to leader. I gain a life. I attack with Enel. I gain a life. I'm at 2 life. Didn't have to play a single card on the board. And I still have 3 more attacks and my leader swing and 10 active Dawn. GG's. Nothing you can do there. That's what you call toxic, baby. That's how it's done. Alright, so they just quit. See how easy this deck is? You win with just walking up to the board with an Enel leader. When you walk up to an Enel, to a Rayleigh leader, and you have Enel, they just forfeit, man. They're just out of here. Well, Reiju is like another never dying leader because it's still being played since OP6. We have Kuzan here for low bodies, but I don't really think that's going to get much value. We're going to mulligan and see what we can find here. We get a Shirahoshi and some of our good triggers in our hand instead. Okay, maybe not the best choice. Hey, let me know if you would, but I don't think that might have been the best mulligan. They're going to grab a Reiju here. Reiju against the machine is going to allow them to draw cards. They play the German 66, searching that card. They still must not have their stage, I'm assuming. We don't really have much to do on a 2-Don turn. We don't play Shirahoshi blockers. We play Shirahoshi triggers instead. And that card looks pretty cool. If you have a championship ones, good for you. Hey, good for you. Kuzan is going to get value here because we're getting Porsche up and out of the building. That thing's gone. Gusto out of here. Don't want to see it again. If they want a Don -1 for Reiju, sure, that's good that they get to look at the top 5. They're going to be able to find their stage potentially, and that's nice. Good for you. Good for you. I'm happy to see it. But you're going back to 3 Don, which is not great. They do grab the German Kingdom stage. They're going to swing 5 into us. We're going to take. Would have been nice to get a KO trigger there or something. That would have been insane. Porsche, add to the bottom, discard a card. Cool. Now that card's just gone, and our game plan has started. Basically, just to ruin this person today, we're going to be able to Sabo next turn to draw 2, trash 1, and to draw a card from life, but we do need to be aware of putting as a potential option, but with them being such low Don count, I'm not too worried about putting at the moment. It's really just not that bad. They are going to German Kingdom. They're going to be able to swing probably 5-7. We'll probably counter out of the 5 just to not have too many cards in hand to give them too much value because, I mean, Shirahoshi's not doing anything anyways. They play Reiju, Don -1. They get to draw cards, sure. They get to search cards, sure. Like, I don't think I care too much about that. I would love to see a Gadatsu off the top here. Gadatsu would be very good. Very nice. Please. Please Gadatsu me. Like, actually. We're going to counter because we need to get a 1 attack, and then we'll take. Sure. No Gadatsu. Cool. Don't need it anyways. We're just going to swing 5 in a Reiju. And then this would be better for something else, but I want to get cards out of my hand. Do we go another 5 in a Reiju? Sure. This is not the end game. It's okay if they attack into it. We just want to burn cards and give them life. That's our end game. We got our job. They got theirs. If they find the pudding right now, it kind of would suck losing 2 cards, but 2 cards is not that deep. Instead, they want to go Porsche to continue to develop the board, which does 100% make sense to me. They grab another Porsche, meaning they have another Porsche, which is absolutely absurd. They're going to play out Black Maria. That's going to put them at an even Don count as us, and now they're just going to keep the ball rolling, it looks like. They should go 5 in a Kuzan and then 6 in a face. We can counter the 5 maybe. Yeah, we might counter the 5, just keep a lower hand size. They grab Reiju here with the stage. That's going to allow them to draw cards, so we know they have a Porsche and a Reiju. They drop the Reiju for the Reiju, and 6. Alright, well, you can have it for 6. I'm not giving you a 2K. Then they're going to swing us for 5. We're not gaining life here, so we're actually fine to give them a 1K, because we're just going to swing 5 in a Reiju, and then we're just going to play an 8-drop category. We could have gone 7 and then played this, but I think getting something on the board is going to be important, and then we'll just pass to our opponent. Now, they're at 7 life. We're in an interesting spot. This deck does have the ability to continue to draw cards a lot, so they're probably going to deck out before we end the game. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. This game is probably going to deck out, and it's going to be wild. Absolutely wild. Well, we don't really have much more removal at this point, so we will have Rush at least, so we can rush into the Ichiji. That's going to be nice. I like removing cards off my opponent's board, and I'm going to do it. So they're going to be able to go, ooh, they have a bunch of Dawn left over. 5, we will counter this with a 1K, just to make sure we don't lose, because now they can, you know, they have a lot more swings. They could go, if they go another 5, we will have to counter that as well, because they could go 7-7. I don't want to see a 7-7 here, in case they had another Rush body. So we'll take 1-7. That's pretty easy to do. And then what else can you have for me other than Rush? They could go the 4 cost. Nope. Leaving 5 Dawn active. Okay, so maybe they don't want to give us the Rush. Oh, they do. Porsche, Dawn -1. Cheat out a body on the board over top of Black Maria, I'd assume at this point. And then a Ichiji again. Interesting, interesting. So now they have like absolutely no cards in hand, which is pretty good for us. I'm not going to lie to you. That is pretty good for us if they don't have cards to draw. 2 Dawn active's kind of weird. They could hit us for 7. They grab a Reiju, so we know they have a 1K in hand. Is there anything I'm really worried about here? I don't think so. I think they should be worried about decking out. It's only a 1K, so we can actually just swing 8 into the characters and be perfectly fine with that. We'll go 5 in a Reiju. Yep, guaranteed removes it. 8 into, no, actually we don't have to commit an 8. We can actually commit a larger attack into the Ichiji here. We'll trash this, the 6 cost, and then swing 12 into that. And then I think we just pass. Sounds good to me. 1 card in your hand, you know you have the Reiju, that's going to draw you 2 cards. It's going to put you down to 14 cards in deck. They're going to have a nice board here, but 14 cards in deck. It's kind of wild. 13, sorry, because leader effect, you draw 1 card for leader effect as well. Now, they kind of need to go for game. Like, just to be honest with you. They grab another Ichiji. That's annoying. Ichiji, really annoying. I wish we had our more H-Rock Katakuris to remove the Ichijis, but we don't, which is fine. It's fine. It'll do what it does, and it's okay. We're just going to go for controlling the board, staying alive. We have 6k counter. Should be in a good spot. They can basically go 5, 6, 7, 7, 7. So we need to keep that in mind. They can also go 10 into the Enel, which we'll have to 2k out of because I don't want to lose Enel at this point. It's just going to get me continuous value over and over again. We can comfortably go to 0 here. So we will take a 7. Not worried about a 7. That'd be a nice bottom trigger, but we don't get it. We take this as well. We'll trash the 0 cost event because I'd rather just keep the guaranteed 2Ks. And then it's like, okay, you can go 5, 6, 7. I can counter out a 5, 6, and then take the 7, and then heal twice with the Ace and the Enel. So I should be safe here. That'll get me to 2 life. 5, we counter. 6, we'll counter. 7, we can just take. Because they can't do anything to really attack the Enel, so we're not worried about that. We'll give them a Beige, let them know that it's not in life, or it could be in life, actually. This is 7 into face, and it is a Beige. I'm going to be kind of mad. They're going to tap 2, it looks like, for the Reiju. They're going to draw more cards. Drawing cards is nice. Getting cards in hand, I like it. I see what we're doing here. We're cooking up. I don't think you commit the force at this point, but that's just me. Alright, makes sense. So we could go for removing the characters through effects. But I think we kind of have the choice. We kind of have the choice here, don't we? We can go 9 into the Reiju, or into the Ichiji. Yeah, let's just go 9 into Ichiji, see if that removes it, because then we can just go 11 into this Ichiji, and then we can tap 9 for Yamato, and kind of just continue the game on. They counter out, which is fine, so now we can switch up. We can just go 11. It's guaranteed to hit. No matter what, we gain a life with Yamato, so we're in a fine spot. We'll be able to tap 9, KO Ichiji, gain a life, and then just we're back to square one. Like, what else do you have for me? You've already gone through 1, 2, 3 Rush Ichijis. You need to find another Rush Ichiji. They find the stage, they can tap 1 for the stage to discard something else, but that's just lowering their hand size here. So they're really trying to find this Rush Ichiji. It could easily just be in life. They grab a Judge. Judge is good. They still have 8 Dawn to do so, but that will kind of take their entire board. They'll swing a bunch of 5s, which is fine. We can just go 2k, and then they'll only have a 7k after this, so I'm not really stressed about it. They're also really low on hand size and cards in deck. So I think we can, if they're going to play the Judge, they're going to throw 2 more 5s. So we can just take KO the Reiju. It's going to come back out anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It just stops 1 attack. And then we can counter out the next attack. Oh, they have the Rush in hand. Okay. That still doesn't get them where they need to. They can remove the Katakuri, I guess. They're just not using Judge. They can Judge next turn, which you need to keep in mind. They're not removing the Enel, which would be more annoying. They could have made this a 9. They could have actually made that a 9 and gone 11 into Enel, which would have been worse, in my opinion. But hey, that's just my opinion. Interesting enough. I think the Judge would have just lost them the game. As long as we control the board, dude, we just don't lose. Like, absolutely do not lose. We have no way to lose our Enel here. We should be fine. Looks like they're going to go 11 into 6. You got it. You got it, boss. And if they hit us, we can just take. Perfectly fine. Another one of these is kind of crazy, but technically the Ace is just better at this point. So we're going to do the Ace. That's going to gain us a life. We don't have to discard any cards or anything, which is nice. We can go 5 into Reiju, and then we can go 11 into Ichiji. Again, they're just going to deck out, so we're just going to control the board here, per usual. We don't have to commit either of these smaller attackers. We can actually just pass at this point, because if you commit these smaller attackers, they can remove them more easily. Now we're putting them at the point where it's like, okay, you do Judge, you play Ichiji, Niji, Reiju, you're going to draw a bunch of cards, And then I think I can just pass my turn and win. Like, legitimately, I do think that. Because they'll draw 2 for Reiju, 1, and then when you get your last card, you lose. Right? So, am I not crazy for that? That's fine with me. They can't do the Searcher Reiju because they have the Porsche on the board. They have 5. We just counter out of this, right? And we just don't lose. 5, 7, 5. I don't think they have a way to beat us. Sure, I'll take. I think there's absolutely zero way because we have our leader effect still. So even if they swing 5, that does not get them the game. They're going to play the blocker Reiju here, which should have blocker because they should have enough events in trash, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 4. Yep, that's why it's also additional cost. Returns a card to our hand. Doesn't really do anything here. And what do they do? 7. I guess they can go 9 into Enel. I give them a 1k. Either way, if I had the 2k or not, I'd be fine. They do just choose not to draw. Okay. So what is stopping me from just playing a blocker and then just gaining another life? Just trash a card, gain a life, and then I see what they're doing here. They get the trigger to draw a card. Blocker, counter. Dang, do we lose this now? Did they out Pizza the Hut? If we had double blocker, I think we'd be okay. This is not what I was expecting. Interesting that they put this Reiju out there, which it makes sense because not drawing the cards. Oh God, you had one job. You had one job, and that was not to do that. You had one job, not to deck yourself out. Your job was to attach Dawn to your characters and attack. I don't know if they can win because the Dawn here is 8, so you go 7, 9, 7, 8, 8, 7. No, that'd be 9. So 7, 7, 7, 8, 9, 9, something like that. Which we can counter out of the lower attacks. Counter out at least one attack. Take. Block. We get out of 5 attacks here, so we would need to be able to counter out of 1, I think. I don't know. The math is weird there. I literally think they just win if they commit correctly. They just did the one wrong thing, man. That's hilarious. I don't even know what to say. GG's to our opponent. Fun fact, because they drew a card, if they would have played Sora, discarded a card, and then played a card like the Ichiji to play out the Ichiji, they would have been forced to draw a card through their leader effects. It has to happen. It's not up to 1 card. It says draw 1 card, so you have to do it. So that would have decked them out as well. So they only had the board to commit to. Nothing else you can do. Reiju, good game. That was fun. On to the next match. Here, we're going to play against Kuzan. We're going to take second away from them. We're going to mulligan that hand because I know exactly what we're looking for, and it's this guy right here and this guy right here. Kuzan is probably one of the most important cards in this deck. I wish there was some way to search it because finding this card just feels so freaking good. I don't care what you put on the board, I'm going to put in your life. I don't care if I have to put that Shigi in your life, I'm going to do it because even in Kuzan, they'll just attach some Dawn and attack in pretty aggressively. We're going to pass early though. We have options. If we could find like 3 of these, I'd be very happy. If they play a Sengoku here, the 3-cost Sengoku, I'm also really, really happy. Yes, they go up in hand size, then I Kuzan that thing up and out of here. We're in a pretty good spot. They just play another Shigi. Well, that's not nearly as fun. We may hold the Kuzan until we get some value. I really want value. They grab Gravity Blade? Sure. That doesn't do much, but I see what we're doing here. We get a Beige Trigger. Not really the time we need it. Do we even do this? Like, there's no value here. I guess there's value into the Kuzan later. So we'll go ahead and do it and force our opponent to discard a card. The only reason we're doing this is for the Kuzan. I kind of want to just get rid of that later when I can. So 5 Dawn, not really much to do here for a Kuzan player. They played the Sengoku. The Sengoku, that would have been nice to get rid of this turn. I would love to just see a Kuzan off the top. That'd make me happy, let me tell you. They're going to have a big hand size. It's basically going to make Kuzan into a 7-cost, so we need a way to give them a life. And I wish that's the only issue. Is I wish we had more stuff to do that early. But instead, we just get blessed. Put this, bottom of life. Now they're at 7 life. Now we're cooking. Now we are cooking. Guess what? Pass. Imagine having 6 active Dawn and telling your opponent, pass my turn. Like, that's all you do with this deck. And it feels really good when you do it. Like, absolutely absurd. There's nothing to do here. Yeah, nah, I feel good. If they play Sakazuki, guess what? Sakazuki's gone. Bird Zap Sakazuki. H-Off Katakuri would be nice, but guess what? We don't have it, so Bird Zap Sakazuki, it's gone. Like, I don't mind. 8 cost Katakuri again, just better. Absolutely just better, because then I go Bird Zap, whatever the 2 cards they play out is. We just take this, looking for a Sakazuki, we don't find it. Now at least we have something to do. We have a blocker to play. It's not exactly what I'm looking for, but it'll do. It'll be fine. Yamato's going to be really good going into the next turn. So 8 Dawn, we have 2, and we have 5. So that's 7 total Dawn. We're not going to obviously use the Sabo's effects, and we kind of just lose. Another Bird Zap's crazy. We're going to straight up Bird Zap this guy, tap 5, pass. Simple, easy, remove the board, control the game, and win. Now they can play an 8 cost Garp into a something. If you stop my attacks with Kuzan, I don't really care. Kuzan's kind of just trash in this matchup, to be honest. Like, it does absolutely nothing for our opponent. Yamato, amazing for us, because I'm just popping 8 cost characters right now, and they may just deck out. Again, it might be another one of those deck out kind of matches. 2 in a row would be kind of wild, but hey, I wouldn't be mad about it. Let me tell you, I would not be mad about it. I'd actually be really happy. I don't think there's another way to say it. I'd just be happy. So we'll have to just see what our opponent can do here. Obviously, if they start spamming out Kuzans, boom, Thunderbird, Thunderbird, Thunderbird. If they don't, Yamato. Pretty nice. Good stuff, good stuff. They're gonna swing 6 at us maybe, potentially, and we'll just take that. They play Jozu. Bounce their Tashigi. Bounce our Kuzan. Man, how rude. How dare you? Little do they know, I'm going to ruin their day because of what they just did. I'll take, no trigger, and then we're actually going to drop a 2k counter. This is going to be absolutely absurd. I'm going to Kuzan, and I'm going to Bird Zap, and I'm going to pop the Jozu. No, I'm not even going to, do I even pop the Jozu? Really? Is that worth it? I just want to give them one more life so that these Bird Zaps are popping 2 8 cost characters on this next turn. I'm going to be real with you. That's all I'm looking to do here. And I'm really thinking about it. You know what? I'm going to do it. They have 8 total life. Just for the fun. Now I can Bird Zap, KO 2 characters. And that's all I'm doing. I literally, there's not another purpose to this. This is not the best play here. Best play is just play Yamato, gain a life, KO a character. You're good. But we're going to have fun today. We are going to have some fun. I'm not worried about Jozu. I have a blocker on the board. I have enough counter to get through this turn. We're just here to have some fun. I want to see them go Garp. I want to see Garp into something, and I'm just going to ruin their day. That's all I got to say about it. Like, at that point, you just cry. You just give up a little bit on the inside. You just cry a little bit. It is what it is. It is what it is. So, Kuzan, I got a lot coming for you, buddy. A lot of things about to happen and go on just for the fun. Alright. Touche. Ruin all of my fun. Sure, that's cool. That's cool with me. Kind of sad now. They should have actually played Jozu first, but they couldn't, so sucks for them. They could hit me for 7. I just take and... Man, I hate blue decks. Sometimes you just want to have some fun, and blue just says no, you can't have fun. You cannot have fun here. That's fine, though. I'm just going to play a 10 cost ace. I'm literally just going to play a 10 cost ace. I'm going to sit on my 2 cost event and my 5 cost Gadatsu, and for the next turn, I'll be able to pop 2 of their characters. Hopefully, maybe, possibly. Like, can this Kuzan just let me have fun? I'm not here for them to have fun. The goal of today's video is not for them to have a good time. Oh. Ooh. I could just remove this. Let's give them as much life as possible. And let's just pass the turn. We could have swung 7 into it first and done all that, but I don't really care. I'm going to be honest. I got a blocker. I'm good. They don't have much they can do. So if they swing 7, 8 with the Sakazuki because they can get the rest of Dawn back, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Look, Kuzan into Katakuri stopped me from attacking. Oh no, my attacks. I'm so scared. Guess what? Don't care. Absolutely do not care. And I mean that in the best, most toxic way possible. It doesn't change anything for me. 7 into face, we're just going to take. Sure. Stop that from attacking, and I'll trash a... I think we just Bird Zap at this point. Don't need it. Don't need it. Sure. Because I'm going to Gadatsu. They have 9 life. I'm KOing both these guys. Both these guys are heated up out of here with 2 characters on my board. That's absolutely absurd. Like, yes, I'm losing a lot of cards in hand. It's not the best way to play. Again, if this is not the best way to play, it's the most toxic. KO. Guess what? KO. I can swing 5. I can do a little 5 poke. You can take that. Oh, they counter out. That's greedy. You greedy son of a gun. They could Gravity Blade. They do have the Gravity Blade now. Then they could swing 7, 8. Yep, Gravity Blade, a Gidatsu, and a Sabo. Oh, Sabo's 8 cost. Never mind. Never mind, guys. I'm just a silly little boy. Well, they're having more fun than me, it feels like. I did what I wanted, though. I'm not gonna lie. I did what I wanted. We probably just lose this match. Like, if I just lose, I'm just cutting to the loss. If I win, then, well, I guess you would see that now. That's not the point. 5 into us. Sure. And we'll just trash this. Now they can swing 7. We're just gonna block. I don't really care. Don't really want to take a 7, so we're gonna block it out of it. And then, oh brother, oh brother. It's just absolutely just the most fun play. This is absolutely just the most fun. 7 in Jozu. If they actually let this go, I will just get rid of this Sengoku. They don't, though, of course. Add at the bottom of your life, pass. Like, you don't have rush. You don't have anything going on. You killed me with the pudding. I am going to ruin your day. Like, I have one goal in mind. That's for you not to have a good day anymore. You did this to me. You turned me into this monster. Actually, it was Caleb who gave me this deck profile on our Discord. That's who turned me into a monster. But this Kuzan is the reason I really want to be a monster. This guy's sitting at 10 life. I don't plan on finishing this game. I'm just going to be real with you guys. I don't want to win the game. I just want to keep the game going as long as possible. The idea here is to just never die. To never die, that is power. And so I'm just never going to die. They're going to play Garp, discard Kuzan. They're going to play out Kuzan, discard a card, draw 2 cards, do their thing, stop a card from attacking, yada yada whatever. Sure, that's fine with me. They discard a Pheasant Peck, draw a card. Crazy stuff right there. They're gonna swing 5 and 5 potentially, so I'm just gonna take the 5, and then I'll discard. This would be so funny if I just gave them another life. That'd be so hilarious. We'll discard the Rush Ace. If they want to swing another 5, that's fine. I can just counter. Counter 1k. Okay, I'll counter. It is what it is. Let's go 5 into Sengoku. Should get rid of the Sengoku. Yep. Okay. 10 cost. 12 at your face. Discard this. Gain a life. And pass. I don't think at this point I'm really scared of anything. I mean, I guess they could just pile a lot of Dawn on a character and swing big into Enel. But they would need to go 5 total Dawn, so then they're not really developing a board. And then I just get rid of their board in the meantime. So you could do that. You could Red Rock my Enel. That would be good. Good value, Red Rock right now. That would be good for you, buddy. They're down to 15 cards. We're at 32. We're in a good spot. They Sakazuki, draw 2. They get basically just a free Rested Dawn every single turn. They can get a Rested Dawn. They can go to 12, and then go 12 into Enel, and then we counter 2k. They go 8 in the face. Sure. No trigger. And then they're going to go 8 in the face. Sure. No trigger. And then 8. Okay, should have gone 9, but cool. Use the trigger. Pop the Sakazuki. Might as well. Might as well. I mean, if I'm gonna be here and do the things, I might as well do the things right. Yamato is pretty good here. Not gonna lie. So we're gonna be able to gain a life. We're gonna pop the Garp and then swing 8, 12, 13. Yep, 13, discard. Their lowest blocker is a 4 cost, so we're not really planning on taking any more life. So we're gonna discard the Zeus. We're gonna go 13 into 8. They're gonna 1k, and then 1k, 2k, and then 2k, and then 1k. Sure. You don't really have rush, so I'm not worried about it. I'll go 8 into it. Yep, you give me another card, and then another 8. Now is where we start to take over. You see how many cards you just got out of their hand, and then pass. They don't really have a way to remove our board. Again, they could swing really big into Enel. They can then swing big into Katakuri, remove a couple bodies. They red rock the Enel. That's good value for them. Like I said, they did end up having it, but now what do? You go 8. I let 8 go. Then I'm going to force them into a 9, and I'll counter a 9 every single time because I have a 2K counter. Yep, cool. 2K, not going to let you have both here. That would be absolutely not smart. And I'm just going to take the board. Like, legitimately. 4, 5, this is an 8K. They have 3 cards in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 should get me there. It's guaranteed. 16. Let's just go 10. Let's see what they do with the 10. I don't mind committing both these bodies on the board, to be honest. Just to get all the cards out of their hand. Guess what? They didn't want to do it. They don't have Rush, but I'm not going for game. So, like, what would be the point of even playing this Kuzan? It's not going to do anything for me. So I think it's better as just counter. Pass. Cool! The most toxic game of One Piece I've ever played. This is the most toxic game of One Piece I've ever played. You cannot beat this. You cannot be more toxic than this. You cannot be any worse than I am right now. The goal is just to ruin this guy's day, and I think I'm doing it really well. Because if I don't need to do something, I ain't doing it. And if I do need to do something, I might do it. But more than likely, I don't need to do something. Now they can go 9 into Yamato, but guess what? I saved the 1K. I saved the 1K for a reason, buddy. Because if you did that, I'm good. Like, there's nothing that stops me. Guess what? Gain a life. Pass. What are you gonna do? You have 9 cards in deck. You have more life than you do cards in deck. I have 27 cards, 2 life, 4 bodies on the board. I'm not going for game. What are we doing here? Why are we wasting our time? You're not doing anything. I'm not doing anything. Let's just call it. Let's just call it a day. Take. Get a 0 cost event. Not what I really need. You ever just get what you need? Pass. Guess what? I'm not killing you. My goal is not to win. I will never beat you. Trash 2 cards. Your opponent returns a card to their hand. Give me back the Yamato. Guess what? I'm going to KO the next thing and gain a life. Guess what? That's fine with me. I'm popping 12 costs right now. I'm popping 12 costs with Yamato. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Guess what? Nothing. Oh, actually something. That's crazy. You get to draw 2 cards. Cool. That's actually interesting. Interesting enough. I'm actually cool. That was pretty good. Not gonna lie. Okay. Guess what? Gain a life. Big dog. Big dog. Dude, this is awesome. I'm having so much fun. Guess what? Arc Maxim, no more Tashigi. Katakuri, removed Tsuru. They're down to 2 cards in deck. They're down to 2 cards in deck. I'm gonna deck this guy out. This might be the first game because of how strong, how good we're doing. My God. Sure, I'll take. I'll take again. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. This lets me play Katakuri now. We're gonna trash Sabo, trash 0 cost. Now what? Guess what? Rest the stage and one of your Enels. So what we're gonna do is rest the stage, rest the Enel, KO that character. We're gonna play the 8 cost, remove this character. We're gonna go 8 and a 4. It's guaranteed to go through. GG's, this guy didn't want to deal with it. He got to 2 cards a deck. He didn't even let me deck him out. He's 11 life, I'm at 2 life. I was gonna grab this. I had a 10 cost coming up. I had a Yamato and an ace. Dude, what do you do against this deck? This deck is the most toxic, most fun, most insane deck I've ever played. That was one of the best matches. Holy cow, dude. I love that Kuzan match. It was so back and forth. That was so much fun.